nuclear conspiracy, and let's take the assumption there is a BBC China conspiracy. In that case, what is the intention? Is it to needle Narendra Modi? Is it to upset the Narendra Modi campaign for 2024 re-election? Is it to upset India economically? Is it just an overall defamation campaign? Is it information war at a more planned level? What is it?
I don't think, Arnab, that this is a single point agenda. I think a lot of the factors all play, which you just mentioned. All of those factors have come into play, and they are all considerations for this virulent attack. Let's make no mistake about it. We are the fastest growing economy. We are the one country which can overtake China. We have a very, very powerful army, right? We have a very good weapons system. Our army is probably the best army in high ranges, in mountains, where most of this conventional warfare will take place. So we are both a threat as an economy, a threat as a military power. When foreign, and it's already happening, right? There is going to be, India is going to be a hub of those companies which are going to leave China. Right? We are improving the ease of business. Most of all, we are a democratic country. We have a rule of law here. China doesn't have a much more attractive destination for that fact alone. And for the first time, Prime Minister Modi is standing up to them. China has finally found a leader who has given them a bloody nose in Doklam and in Galwan. For the first time, it's happening. And we are matching them for build-up of infrastructure, for build-up of infrastructure. Everything they're doing. We have fortified the northeast, Arunachal Pradesh, which is part of the northeast, of course, and all those border areas which are sensitive. So, I mean, they see that, we're going to be a very dangerous military foe. No longer is there going to be salami slicing without a very high cost to pay.
So this is, viewers, if you're watching this tonight, I have a question for you, and there's an interactive poll. Do you think, see, Mahesh Jethmalani puts things across remarkably well. I want to make this interactive. Do you believe Mahesh Jethmalani, or do you disagree with him, viewers? Do you believe he's putting out a conspiracy theory, or he's putting out the truth? One thing is clear to me, you can't just disregard what he's saying. Because I believe that everything cannot be looked at in isolation. We need to connect the dots. Now, if you look at last week's events, Mr. Jethmalani, this Adani story has been right up there center stage, and I was talking about it yesterday on my program, and I said it is remarkable. I mean, my position has been clear, Mr. Jethmalani. Adani is not India, India is not Adani. So I disagree with Mr. Adani waving the national flag to defend whatever he's done in a corporate way. You're a very eminent lawyer. I think every corporate should be responsible, civil or criminal, for what they do. However, when I see the kind of work that Mr. Adani has been doing in projects which have a great geostrategic significance, in Israel, Haifa port, Azerbaijan, taking gas from Azerbaijan to southern Europe, Sri Lanka, Kazakhstan, and in Sri Lanka, where it is backed by India's, standing guarantor for their debt, which they want to raise in order to get out of the economic crisis. In each of the cases, the work of Adani is a direct threat to China's geostrategic interests. They would have wanted both the ports in Israel, now they have only one. And so I was wondering whether you look at it as well, because this Adani-Hindenburg saga has taken the country by storm. And as a lawyer who has a firm understanding of corporate affairs, security policy, what do you make of it all?
Well, there is no doubt that there's a triple attack. There's the BBC documentary. There's a very pro-China in tenor, Bharat Jodo Yatra of the Congress Party. The main issue is the border skirmish, and the suggestion is we are losing ground on those border skirmishes. That is, one of the recurring themes of Congress policy, and highlighted now in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, right? So, look at the timing of everything that's happening. There, it was Republic Day. This is 2023 when there are 9 state elections. 2024 is going to be the national elections, right? There was the eve of the budget, right? So that any good budget would be sort of overshadowed by these events. And of course, India is now taking over presidentship of the G20. So this is the most crucial year for India. And you know, on the other hand, China is obviously going to feel threatened and overshadowed by our meteoric rise right now, particularly at this time. So one does suspect then, right, what you said, this could be the third element that where Chinese have meddled, right? Except that Hindenburg, sorry, I use the word Hindenburg, maybe that's a Freudian slip, but Hindenburg is known to be a bear operator. It's known to be a bear operator, and it picks these targets, right? I would like to believe, right, that there is a Chinese connection with Hindenburg. A lot of people are already speculating to that effect, given the Chinese connections in other areas, right? And China is very active. As you know, today there's a spy balloon flying over the United States. It is extremely aggressive in the South China Sea, in Taiwan, everywhere else. You know, it has taken a very aggressive stand, a very adventurous stand. And the spy balloon is which has been floating across Montana, where American nuclear silos have their location. Is an extremely worrying factor. So yes, I mean, one does tend to believe that this was an economic hatchet job on India. But I have to say, at the end of all that, notwithstanding my instincts and my proclivities and you know, a little bit of guesswork from the other concatenation of circumstances, right? That there could be a Chinese hand. But at the moment, I have to confess, I haven't found any.